Hi everyone, welcome back to Wrestling Fun with Father and Son. I'm Father Matt and this is Son.
Hi.
And this week that was WWE. This is Smackdown. It's Smackdown 30th of the 7th, 2019. We'll get straight into it. Start off with a little sort of mobile video of Shane McMahon announcing that he will not be at Smackdown Live this week. That then featured into the next sort of first real sort of promo on the show, which was Kevin Owens, wasn't it? He came down to the promo about basically saying how they would survive without Shane there, basically, and that maybe talent, the real talent, will get to shine without him there. And also saying about his SummerSlam match as well, didn't he? That then proceeded to bring Drew McIntyre out. Drew McIntyre came out. Obviously, he's in that sort of stable with Shane. He did a bit of a promo and ended up attacking Kevin Owens with the microphone he had. And then he threw Kevin Owens over the announce table. And then they proceeded then to announce that they were going to have a match, and that's what they did. They had a match. So it's Kevin Owens versus Drew McIntyre, the first match of the night. Drew set up the announce table. He got Kevin Owens on it, but Kevin Owens quickly reversed it and did a stunner on the table, rolled him in, did another stunner, and then he got the win on Drew McIntyre, and that was kind of how they ended that match. So yeah, Kevin Owens is looking really strong going into that SummerSlam match. Obviously, if he loses, he has to quit, doesn't he, Kai? I don't know if we'll do the predictions next week, I think, but yeah, we'll share our thoughts on what we think is going to happen there, I think, next week. Next we had a backstage interview, quite a few backstage sequences. The first one was Dolph Ziggler. He had a little bit of an interview. He did a Goldberg mention again, and there was also an HBK reference as well. And then they said that officially now it's going to be Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz at SummerSlam. And then they announced that he would have a match against Finn Balor that night as well, didn't he? I did hear rumours that it was potentially a Goldberg match at SummerSlam against Ziggler, but that obviously is not going to happen. And they obviously teased that there could be a match between HBK and Ziggler down the line, but I don't know. HBK is still saying that he's not doing any more matches, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Next, we had another backstage program.
I think Dolph Ziggler's trying to be like HBK.
Yeah, he's a little bit like Shawn Michaels. He's always had that sort of mannerisms and sort of style of wrestling that's a bit like Shawn Michaels. So we can understand where the comparison comes from with that. Next, we had another backstage sequence. It was Ember Moon and Bayley. They sort of had a sort of stare down, sort of, you know, saying about Bayley was saying to Ember Moon about, you know, you did me a clips last week, but I handpicked you, and don't forget that I handpicked you for the title match at SummerSlam. And then they announced that they would be teaming later on in a tag team match against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Next we have, I don't know if it was last week because I didn't see it, I might have missed it though. I do have a habit of sort of skipping through a little bits of Smackdown at times, but I think we got our first return of Black in the Back. So yeah, Black in the Back section, it come back this week, or if it did come back next week, last week, you'd have to let me know. I don't think I saw it, but I might have missed it. But I'm going to say, for us, from my personal point of view, it's come back to us, because that's the first time we've seen it. He did a sort of recap about Cesaro, saying about picking a fight. It was the same kind of promo. It's the same type of thing as what he was doing for months on end before. He's now doing it again. So, yeah, I don't know where they're going with him. They really need to do something. We'll get onto later on. He did say about picking a fight. Actually, we'll say about it now. Actually, later on in the night, Sami Zayn had a bit of an interview and announced that he was going to pick the fight with Aleister Black at SummerSlam. So them two are going to have a match now. So again, I'm not interested in that. I'm not really a big fan of Sami Zayn, to be fair. I don't know if it'll deliver like the Cesaro match kind of did, but we'll have to see. Next, Ember Moon and Bayley teamed up against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Not really too much to this match, to be fair. Alexa Bliss got the Twisted Bliss on Ember Moon and he pinned her. And then Bayley did a belly to Bayley after the match to Ember Moon to get the upper hand. And a quick side note, Alexa Bliss beat Ember Moon clean here. And you've got to remember that Ember Moon actually rolled up Charlotte last week, you know, and Charlotte's kind of, you know, she is like the staple woman as it were, in the WWE. So she's the one to beat. Ember Moon beat her last week, but Alexa Bliss beat Ember Moon this week. And you've got to think, Bayley has just now come out of 2 matches against Alexa Bliss, 1-on-1 and 1-on-2 as well, when she had that match against Nikki Cross, didn't she? And she beat Alexa Bliss. So now kind of not confident that Ember Moon's going to beat Bayley. I think it's stupid booking, and I think they shouldn't have really had Alexa Bliss beat Ember Moon here clean. They should have had a screw finish, but you know, it is what it is. Again, WWE writers, they need to look at things like that, and because going into that match, I don't think that Ember Moon's got any chance now. I don't feel that she's got any chance against Bayley, but we'll see. Like I said, the next bit would have been that Sami Zayn interview, but we've already covered that, so we'll skip over that. We had another interview with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan had asked the interviewers for time to announce his career-altering announcement. He didn't, and he just walked off. So we're still in the dark. We are as in the dark as Aleister Black is in the back. We still don't know what it is. And to be honest, this is one of 2 instances where we're still in the dark. I did feel a bit frustrated after this SmackDown, to be fair. Next, it was the King's Court. Jerry Lawler did the King's Court. Special guest was Trish Stratus. To be fair, this just served a purpose, this section. They said Jerry said to Trish about one last match. Do you ever want last match? They proceeded then to bring Charlotte Flair come out, and then basically set up a SummerSlam match that is now going to be Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus at SummerSlam. Kind of predictable, to be fair. Charlotte did mention Trish Stratus, I think it was last week. So we kind of knew that. I felt that we knew that was going to happen. So we'll see. If it's going to be Trish Stratus' last match, then she's going to lose, because that's the policy. That they got a retirement match, they always lose. So you know, that's a bit stupid saying it's going to be her last match, because now we think she's going to lose. Next, we had a very, very short Funhouse sequence with Ramblin' Rabbit saying about Finn Balor was his favourite and that he'd awoken the Fiend, basically. Then Bray Wyatt come in and just said 3 words, which was, "Let me in." And then that was it. That was the end of that sequence, wasn't it? Not much to it. Next match, Dolph Ziggler versus Finn Balor. Obviously that was set up at the beginning, or well, basically it was set up previously before SmackDown, but it was mentioned, should I say, in Dolph Ziggler's interview. Basically, at the end of this match, the lights went out again. Fiend appeared. I don't really know where he appeared. Did he appear on the ramp? I don't really know. They didn't really show it. They just show a really close up of the Fiend's head. The lights come back on and he disappeared. And then Finn Balor's looking at the ramp. So I'm thinking he was on the ramp. Then he turned it. He sort of turned round. Ziggler hit him with a sweet chin music and got the win on Balor. So yeah, they're heightening that up a little bit as well, didn't they? We've got another match. It was Nakamura versus Ali. We didn't do a review of it, but Smackville that was on the weekend, Nakamura versus Ali, because Finn Balor was actually, they said he was injured, but I think he was getting over flu. Ali had a match for the Intercontinental title on Smackville. He lost. This was kind of a comeback match, but in this match, Ali won with a roll up. So I'm thinking they're going to have a 3rd match, and it's going to be SummerSlam. So we'll see. Next, it was champion versus champion. Kofi Kingston versus AJ Styles with the OC and the New Day at ringside. The end of this match was that Kofi went for a pin on AJ Styles. The OC, Gallows and Anderson, pulled AJ Styles out of the ring. They sort of did a stare down with the New Day. It kind of broke down at ringside as well, but the camera angles were really poor in my eyes. It didn't show really too much of it. But the end of the match was that AJ Styles went for his phenomenal forearm, didn't he? And it got sort of countered with a Trouble in Paradise, and Kofi Kingston got the win. So Kofi Kingston actually got the win. I thought AJ Styles was going to win that match, to be fair. I thought they sort of buried Kofi a little bit as of late. And I thought that AJ Styles, who's riding high at the minute, might have got the win, but he didn't. So I was really surprised by that. And then the last bit, you could tell this was very rushed at the end, because they kind of run out of time, because they didn't do no celebration for Kofi. The music was still playing. They show Roman Reigns walking in the back. The interviewer, I don't know what her name is. If somebody knows, please tell me in the comments what her name is. But the interviewer was sort of quickly on the mic, talking over the music that was in the background, saying about Roman Reigns was going to issue his challenge for SummerSlam. And walking to meet the interviewer. What happens, Kai? What happens?
Something falls over.
Yeah, but it was a forklift came into the shot. It pushed over, I think it was on the forklift itself actually. It was kind of like a metal grate, a sort of a scaffolding section, fell onto Roman Reigns, and then there's other like boxers fell on him as well. He got out, he was fine. They sort of made sure he was fine, and he looked okay, didn't he? But they had no challenge. So again, we're in the dark. We're still with Aleister Black in the back. We're still in the dark. This is what I mean about the second frustrating sequence. Daniel Bryan still, we don't know, and now we still don't know who Roman Reigns' challenger is going into SummerSlam. I'm predicting it's Samoa Joe. I think the crowd thought it was Samoa Joe. There was a lot of Samoa Joe chants after that, and he's also been in the program with Samoa Joe. So yeah, I'm thinking it's Samoa Joe. The build up to SummerSlam, I think this angle with Roman Reigns, this scaffolding thing should have happened a few weeks ago. They should have had a bigger build up. Maybe they shouldn't have had Stomping Ground, and they should have moved Extreme Rules to Stomping Ground, had a bigger build up for SummerSlam. That's my opinion. I think that they do feel a bit rushed, these storylines, and not really being fleshed out. It's like we're a week Sunday from SummerSlam. They're only now said about Aleister Black versus Sami Zayn with no build up. Roman Reigns' challenger still hasn't been revealed with a week to go. You know, it just doesn't seem to be. The stories are just not fleshed out enough for me now. They're really rushed. Like, we'll find out next week who the challenger was, or they'll go to SummerSlam to the wire and say the challenger will be revealed at SummerSlam. That's kind of how they're doing it now. Also, I don't think they've really announced why the Fiend is going after Finn Balor. I don't think they've announced that. I am wrong there, but I don't think why is he going for Finn Balor? We don't really know, or you know, I don't know why. Anyway, I'm confused. So yeah, the build-up is a little bit poor in my eyes, and I think they should have more of a gap between pay-per-views instead of this 3 weeks. And yeah, if you like this video, then please like, comment, and subscribe. A subscribe base is growing, Kai. It's been growing over the last couple of weeks, which is really good. Thank you for that. And we'll see you in the next video, which will be the unboxing, which will be Friday, which could be a very special one. Potentially a very special one. So you have to subscribe, hit the bell for your notifications to see what that unboxing is. It could be a little bit of a clue. It could be an ultimate video. That's the clue. So you're going to have to figure it out, and I think it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that one. So yeah, so I'll say goodbye, and say goodbye, Kai.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.